Hi gang, Rob here. It is the evening of 10 April 2025, Thursday night at 9. Must be time for a knife sale on the Apostle P channel, and it is. Before we get into the thick of it, let's do a little bit of housekeeping as usual. First off, I need you to be familiar with and agreeable to the terms of the sale, which I will post on the screen for you in just a moment. I will also reprint them in the description underneath this video. Also in the description at the very top above the terms of the sale, you're going to see 3 links to previous videos on this channel. The first one is entitled A Primer for Buyers. That is of special interest to you if you are new to this weekly sales event. It's a 38-minute expanded explanation of how we do things and why every Thursday night, and it'll help you proceed with how to make a purchase. The second link is to my FAQs for Consignors video. That one will be of interest to you if you are thinking about using this weekly sale to move along some of your collection. That video explains how this all works from the consignor's perspective. And then the third link, as always, is to my rates and services video for the TheApostleP Knife Service, the original precision sharpening service. So in the all-important video description, you'll see those 3 links at the top, then the terms of the sale, and then at the very bottom you'll see the list of tonight's inventory, complete with timestamps on the left and pricing on the right. In that pricing column, you will generally see 2 numbers. The one to the left of the slash is the price of your knife as shown in the video, and the one on the right is the price as sharpened by the TheApostleP Knife Service. Speaking of next day sharpening, by the way, there will be room this week for 4 knives to be sharpened next day, and they will ship tomorrow the 11th along with the as shown inventory. If your knife falls outside the first 4, it'll ship in about 4 weeks if you want it sharpened. Now if you see the word sold, all caps exclamation point, in lieu of pricing for a given item, that means it has been bought and paid for by its new owner. So no need to send an I'll take it or an inquiry about anything marked sold. That, I believe, is it. Let's get the terms up on the screen for you, and then we'll be right back with the sale. Here are the terms. All right, let's get to it, shall we? First up, we got 5 leftovers to get through. The first one comes to us from Jim Skelton by way of Tuya knives. Comes in a black polymer pelican-like box. Model is T1717-H. The model name is the Caladan. A pretty sweet titanium frame-lock ball-bearing flipper. Jigged titanium from here back, and then a bolster-shaped front section. Milled titanium right-hand tip-up pocket clip. Steel-inserted titanium frame lock. Opens with the flipper, rides on ball bearings. The blade, CPM S90V, 3 11/16 inches long. Kind of a Zulu spear. Flat saber ground with a big old swedge. Back spacer is titanium as well. Has a very nicely tucked away lanyard attachment point. Lockup is rock solid, engaging thusly. Very droppy shutty, perfectly centered. Condition near mint to like new in box. I think these are out of, I know they're out of stock. I think they're discontinued. Couldn't even find a pricing reference for these new. I do know that sold listings on eBay are ranging between $179 and $261. We ran this one last week at $180 because it's so nice. Didn't sell, dropped it to $160 for the weekend. Still here. Let's do $150 this week like it is, $180 if you'd like it with an TheApostleP edge. The Tuya Caladan by Jim Skelton. Next we have one from Enrique Pena's X series of knives. It is the Bravo 1. Bead blasted carbon fiber handle. A pretty squared away pocket knife to my eye. There's your carbon fiber handle. You have a milled titanium right-hand tip-up pocket clip. I think the knife front flips, but I can't front flip it because I suck at that. It is an M390 blade. A modified sheep's foot, we'll call it. 3 3/16 inches in length. The handle 4 5/8. There's your lock engagement on your steel inserted titanium liner lock. It is rock solid. Fairly droppy shutty, perfectly centered. Nice pocket knife. Near mint to like new, in box. These are out of stock at $274 web retail. Found one sold listing on eBay at $219. We ran this one last week at $200 and sell dropped it to $180 for the weekend. Still here. Let's go $165 this week. $195 if you'd like it with my edge. That is the Pena X Series Bravo 1. Next up we have one from Varga. Comes in a plain white wrapper. Just a sticker to tell you what it is. It's the large VBR. The handle is blasted titanium, carbon fiber inlay or scale. The blade M390 of the belt satin. And it has a little pouch inside. We had 3 Varga knives last week. 2 of them sold. This is not the one I thought would be left, frankly. Pretty cool pocket knife. I'm going to call it a titanium bolster lock because the titanium slabs are milled out to accept those carbon fiber scales. I don't think I would call them inlays. Anywho, I like the bolster lock concept because it covers most of the lock bar. So when you're opening the knife and you have your fingers over what would be the lock bar, you get no death lock. You're not applying pressure to the detent ball in the hole. I love it. So yeah, your titanium bolster lock is steel inserted and engages right there. And it's rock solid. The blade, M390, 3.5 inches in length. Very sexy compound ground swedged drop point. The handle is 4 9/16 inches long. Let's see. Very drop shutty. Perfectly centered. Near mint to like new in box. These are out of stock, maybe discontinued, I don't know. They were around $300 web retail when they were new. Let's see, sold listings on eBay ranging between $262 and $336, so pretty strong given their original retail. We ran this one last week at $260, didn't sell, dropped it to $235 for the weekend. It's still here. Let's go $220 like it is, $250 with an ApostleP edge for the large VBR and carbon fiber from Varga. Next day sharpening is available. Next up, we have a very cool fusion slip joint from Texas. It is the Tactile Bear. Apparently, Bexar is the name of a town in Texas, and the locals say it not Bexar, but Bear. Okay, on to the important stuff. Scales, DLC, coated, jigged, titanium, MagnaCut blade, 61 Rockwell. Here's your blade hardness. A super little drop it in the bottom of the pocket knife. No clip. Cord lanyard. There are your gorgeous jigged titanium scales in DLC, and it's kind of a smoky DLC. It's not granular at all. Steel back spring, of course. Hidden lanyard post. The blade, it's a slip joint with a half stop. 2 pulls stacked. Gorgeous little clip point in CPM MagnaCut. Same DLC coating on the blade that you have on the handle. Blade length is 2 15/16. The handle is 3 7/8. Look at that blade thickness, guys. I think it's about 80 thousandths. It's very nicely centered. Pull weight, I'll call it 7 and maybe 7.5. Nice walk and talk. You do have that thunk when it closes because you have a closed stop pin right in there. We'll call it like new in box. These are out of stock. When they were available, they were $225 web retail. I found 3 recent sold listings on eBay. All of them did $224. They kind of look like the same listing. I don't know. We ran this one last week at $200, got no takers, dropped it to $180 for the weekend. It is still here, guys. We are rapidly approaching save me from myself territory. Your price this week, $170 like it is, $200 with an Apostle P edge. The Bear from Tactile. Next up, our last leftover from last week. Again, save me, boys. This is a Benchmade from the 1990s in a box that's almost right. So they weren't in Oregon City yet. It looks like they were in Clackamas. So this knife is a 9000S. It is not a BLK because it does not have a black blade. But it is a 9000S. Automatic, serrated edge. So you might call this the Benchmade SERE, but I don't think they could call it that because they were building the SERE for Almar as an OEM. So they were allowed to make this knife for their own catalog, but I don't see the word SERE anywhere on here. Interesting. The knife came in a belt pouch, nylon variety. Didn't come with a clip, but the original owner sent it back to the mothership, and Benchmade put a clip on it, and it's right where the clip would go on the first version of this knife called an AFO. Okay? So factory correct, but not original. How about that? Black hard anodized aluminum handle, button lock automatic. No safety, as God intended it. A deeply blasted blade. Almost looks like it has a little bit of an acid wash on it. The word Balisong is still in the butterfly at this stage of the game. Lock up, rock solid. Centering, well, looky there. Pretty doggone good. We will say it is near mint in box with pouch. Good luck finding one. I couldn't. Let's see. We ran this last week at $180. Didn't sell. Dropped it to $160 for the weekend. I can't believe somebody gets to buy this for $150. But that's the price. $175 with my edge. The Benchmade 9000S automatic SERE. All right. Next up, onto the fresh stuff, and it's going to be one of our 3 fixed blades in the sale tonight, and it comes to us from Benchmade. It is the model 220 fixed Snody resistor. So based on a Mike Snody design that Benchmade produced in a folder, this is the fixed blade version. Comes in a beautiful molded polymer sheath with a screw attached rubber belt loop. Very hard to get your left hand in there. Look at that. You got 3 7/16 inches of pure Snody awesomeness in 154 cm. You have a 4 1/16 inch handle, scaled in 3D machined, drilled and blasted black G10. Just wonderful in the hand. That's the best jimping Benchmade has ever done right there. It's really good. Condition is near mint to like new in box. This knife long discontinued and out of stock, I think. One recently sold on Arizona Custom Knives at $275. Current eBay listings emboldened by that big number. These are all current listings, not sold. They're buy it nows, and they range between $379 and $465. I think that's ridiculous. Just me. On this one, let's do $200. All in, shipped priority mail. $225 with my edge. The Benchmade 220 Snody fixed. Next up, we have a little vintage Spyderco party for you. Last week we featured some classic Benchmades. This week, yeah, in that gray spiderweb box, we got a C11 PSOD. So that's I don't know if it's the original generation of Delica. Then we had the Delica 4 and the Delica 4 FFG. This is the old handle. in olive drab with a partially serrated blade in DLC. Just look at that little package. So the cool thing about the original Delica handle is it's shorter, the blade is longer. So check out the efficiency here, guys. VG10 blade, 3 1/16, a full 1/8 inch longer than a Delica 4 blade because it doesn't have that droop snoot. The handle, 4 inches, so less than an inch. The handle is longer than the blade, and 1 inch is kind of your standard, right? So 3 1/16 to 4 inches. The clip is the old style single fastener ambidextrous tip up in black with the spider. Delicious VG10 blade, partially serrated. Rock solid lockup on the pinned pivot and the one piece essentially back of the handle. Pretty cool. Condition is near mint to like new in box, and the centering I wrote down as very, well, what did I write? I didn't. I guess I wrote perfect, but you know, it's a Delica, so it moves around a lot. There it is. Near mint to like new in box, discontinued, out of stock, unobtainium. Your price, $70. That is a steal. 90 with my edge. The Delica OD DLC VG10 from Spyderco. Next up, same generation, different box. That green one was built early 2000s. This is late 90s in the white box with blue text. This is a C11 PBL Delica in blue, like a periwinkle or a lilac or a Burple or something. Look at that. Yeah. So old school handle, single fastener ambidextrous tip up black clip. This blade is an ATS 55 and it is stunningly new for a knife that's over 25 years old. Hollow saber grind, 3 1/16 blade, 4 inch handle, pinned pivot, fused back of the handle, rock solid lockup, kind of hydraulic action but still nice. It's a sweeper. Blade centering, yeah, very, 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 very close. It is near mint to like new in box, made in the 90s, long discontinued and out of stock. There's one current listing on eBay for this exact model. They want $189 for it. Let's do $70 on yours. $95 with an ApostleP edge, and next day sharpening is available. The Delica Burple ATS 55 from Spyderco. Next is our last classic Spyderco of the evening. Again, this one, we know this one was made in September of 2000. I'm not quite sure, but the consignor says he knows that. I will buy that. Look, full-blown retail for an Endura in 2000 was $67. Guess what? You can't buy it for that. It's a C10 SBK Endura. Black handle, partially serrated blade. Old school Endura handle, right? So your handle length is going to be 4 7/8. Your blade length is 3 15/16. Hollow saber ground combo edge. Sharp point, no droop snoot. Blade steel ATS 55, better than VG10. In case you were wondering. Pinned pivot. Ambidextrous single fastener tip up clip. Rock solid lockup. Nice free blade. And we'll call that centering very close. It is near mint to like new in box, long discontinued, not a stock. I did find one sold listing on eBay for this exact model. Can't be this nice. It did $100. Your price for this one's $75, like it is $95 with an ApostleP edge. That's the Endura in black with an ATS 55 blade. Next up, we have one from Kershaw. And it's a very, very interesting knife. Made in August of 2005, it is the Ken Onion Spec Bump model 1596 in G10, but wait, there's more. It is a first production run knife, one of 500. That's significant for not only because it's an FPR, there's also a difference between this and the production model. So, we have a super oniony blade, right? Absolutely oniony. We have a super oniony handle, and it's scaled in 3D machine with a fine mill pattern, black G10. Now, the production version of this knife had a milled sunburst pattern, much coarser, more geometric, not the same. Pocket clip on this one is a black oxide or Parkerized, silly old Kershaw clip, but you know, the whole pattern matches the handle and all that. The cool thing, not only is it a speed-safe spring-assisted flipper, but the lock, and I could not find the name of this lock in any ad copy, but it's on a coil spring, and it can be pushed forward. So it locks up on this shelf, and the stud springs backward, right? And then to close it, you just give it a gentle push. Yeah. Because there's no spring tension at that full open position, right? And I believe they also function as speed-safe thumb studs, right? Whoops, they work better than that. They're kind of buried, but they work. Bad footage. They really do. There we go. So here's the deal. 3 5/8 inches of CPM 154 in August of 2005. Or does that say 6? I don't know. One of them. That's a long time before Kershaw started using CPM 154 regularly, right? Like a long time before. Lockup is rock solid. Did I tell you? 3 5/8 blade, 4 7/8 handle. Anyway. Yeah. Long discontinued, out of stock. Production knives are the only sole listings I can find data for. No first production run knives. So a production one of these did $275 at Arizona, and one did $274 on sole listings on eBay. This has got to be worth more than those. Your price $250 like it is, $280 with an ApostleP Edge. That is the bump, first production run G10 DLC from Kershaw. Next up, we have a ZT Icon. So when Kershaw launched ZT, they struggled for a few years. They went through the onion period. Those knives sold okay. They sold better after they were discontinued. But what really put them on the track to success was this knife. Designed by Rick Hinderer, it's the ZT 0560. It was big, it was beautiful, it worked like nothing anybody had ever seen when you open it. I think it was their first ball bearing flipper. Whoops. With the old softish detent, by the way. It's before the ZT got into Deathlock. So the detent is certainly there, but you can fling it. Blade centering is perfect. Lockup is bone rock solid. You know what? I'm gonna put a crank in there. I bet that makes my detent feel a little better too. Let's see. There. There we go. Oh, that's a lot better. Okay. Lockup kind of deep, no steel insert, it ain't going anywhere. Pocket clip, ambidextrous 4-way, black G10 scale, L-Max blade, 3 3/4 blade, 5 1/16 handle. So good in the hand. Not girthy, but long, lean, and beautiful. Serial number is 8864, by the way. This is a near mint in-box knife, discontinued and out of stock. Sold listings on eBay ranging between $275 and $365. Your price on this one's going to be $225 like it is, $255 with an ApostleP Edge. Just in case you're wondering, a later serial number I see no evidence of singeing at the tip, which is usually your first warning sign if you got brownish going on up here, that your LMAX might have been overheated in grind, but not on this one. I think they had it figured out by the 8800th one. Beautiful knife, 225 like it is, 255 sharpened, and that is the Rob's pick tonight. Next up, another one from ZT. In the modern age, it's built like a tank. It is the ZT-0450 Sinkovich in all titanium. When this knife came out, I didn't know Dimitri had it in him to make a rather size-efficient, true EDC pocket knife, but he did. Titanium show-side scale, titanium frame lock, steel inserted, pocket clip ambidextrous tip up, a little pop of red in your standoffs. It is a ball bearing flipper, and I think you want to keep your fingers off the lock bar on this one. Very robust detent, could death lock on you if you have your fingers on the lock bar when opening. That's why the long clip, I think, if you anchor on the clip, never does it. But if you don't, let's see, I'll put my finger here. Yeah, it kind of wants to death lock, so you want to anchor on the clip, which is true for most of these. You just need to know that. Blade is S35VN. 3 1/4 inches of it, 4 3/16 inches of handle. Very efficient blade to handle ratio. Nice job, Dimitri. There's the lock engagement on your steel inserted titanium frame lock. Is it a droppy shutty? Almost. Perfectly centered blade. Yeah. We'll say it's near mint to like new in box. The map price of these has sure crept up over the years. You want to buy a new one, just jump on Blade HQ or GP Knives and pony up $232 and you can have one. Or just buy this one. All in, shipped priority mail, $145 like it is, $170 with an Apostle P edge. ZT-0450 Ti from Zero Tolerance. Next up, well, we had a Spyderco, a classic Spyderco party. Let's do the same thing with some Emerson knives now. Here's the first one. It is a mini CQC7B BT, serial number 22. So it's a mini CQC7, black hardware, black blade, no wave, shimmery, brand new Emerson G10, which is interesting. Nice blade action. Tonto, look at that. Made in 2001, serial number 22. That is a 24-year-old brand new knife right there. Look at that right hand tip up or down on the black parkerized Emerson clip. Titanium liner lock is nice and early and rock solid secure. Normal amount of Emerson stick, which we love, rides on Nylotron washers. The blade centering is actually very close, but the chisel grind throws off your eye. That's very nice, guys. I mean, very nice. So I don't know why a current web retail matters, but they're out of stock at $185, by the way. Blade length 2 13/16 inches of 154 cm, 4 3/16 handle. So yeah, new ones are out of stock at $185. This 24-year-old brand new example, $125 like it is, $155 with my edge on that Tonto blade. The Mini CQ7B BT from Emerson. Next. Oh, it's another one. This is a CQC7A in satin with a combo edge blade and something you do not see every day. A spear point blade. How about that? And I like this because, do you remember the Benchmade 9000S? This is the same blade finish. It's like a dark sandblast, maybe acid washed. I think Benchmade make these. So this is made in 1999. Serial number is 863. Brand new G10, 26 years old. Unmarked clip. Titanium liner lock. Locks up early and securely. Normal amount of very slight Emerson stick. Nice smooth action. Blade centering is perfect. The edge grind is saber ground, so it almost looks like it's a little off center, but it's not. Let's see. It's more flickable than that. I should be better at it than that. Nylotron washers, of course. Condition like new in box from 1999. Out of stock and unobtainium. Your price $150 like it is, $175 with my edge. The CQC7A from Emerson. Next up, in our last classic Emerson tonight, another mini CQC7. This is the mini CQ7B SFS, serial number 61, made in 2001. So you have your like new Emerson G10, your like new Parkerized Emerson clip. Opens with a disc, rides on Nylotron washers. Combo edge, Tonto blade. This is a glass bead finish, which is different than the sandblasted finish, right? Kind of a cool side-by-side. There's your 2001 production. Serial number 61. Lockup is early and secure. Centering is probably perfect, but you can't tell from the chisel ground blade. Like new in the box, out of stock, unobtainium. Your price $125 like it is, $155 with an TheApostleP edge. The Emerson Mini CQC7B SFS. Next, we have an offering from SOG. It is their model ST-01. It is the SOGTAC Auto in satin. A very cool knife from a company that, if they just wouldn't get so goofy, they would be more beloved. But this is one of their really serious knives, right? It's the SOGTAC, black hard anodized aluminum handles, and then you have a gun sight with a glow-in-the-dark background, like a sandwich dial on a watch. Kind of cool. Caution, full auto, LE/mil. Yeah. That pocket clip, kind of silly, but ambidextrous tip up deep carry. You have a safety, and I'll tell you, you can feel it, but it is very light. You can feel the click, but it's pretty light in there. You might want to bend that detent spring, which you can do. You just unscrew it, adjust it however you want. Nice action. Gorgeous swedged drop point. There's some little, they're not pepper spots, but you might want to get a little flitz on there. They're not discolored. I think you can see them. Blade steel should be AUS 8. 3 9/16 inches of blade, 4 9/16 inches of handle. There's a little vertical play in this knife. Not sure why. Because it's, I don't know. It's very slight, but it's there. Blade centering, beautiful. We'll call it near mint in box. Out of stock at $125 web new. Your price for this one, $90 like it is, $115 if you'd like to come with an TheApostleP edge. That's the SOGTAC ST-01 from SOG. Next up, we don't see these very often on the channel. It's a Brous. It is the Sniper FL from Jason Brous. Comes with this card that says it is a Sniper FL, number 416 of 1,000. kind of interesting black-washed stainless steel frame lock affair. So the whole knife, blade and handle, tumbled DLC, stainless steel frame lock. So you'll not see a stainless steel insert, right? And you do have a cool pivot collar that is an over travel stop for the lock bar. Deep carry tip-up right-hand pocket clip, and then you got a blade. I promise, there's a blade. Almost like a, well, it is a trailing point in D2. 3 3/4 blade, 4 7/8 handle. Now those stainless steel scales, if the camera will see in there, heavily milled to save weight. Not a super heavy knife, but it is stainless steel handle. There's your lock engagement, early and secure. Not that early, about 40%. Rock solid. Ball bearing flipper design with a lot of lock bar tension. Nicely centered blade. Like new in the box. I think these are currently in stock. Web retail is $125. Let's go $75 on this one. $100 if you like it with an ApostleP edge. That is the Sniper FL for frame lock from Brous. Next up, I have a Kizer with just the inner pouch, no box. Let's see. Just a pouch, man. It is the KI-3499 Feist. And these have gotten a lot cheaper. So you got a glass bead blasted, melted titanium handle, milled titanium, right-hand tip-up pocket clip, steel inserted titanium frame lock. It is a front flipper on ball bearings. You got sort of a modified Warncliffe blade, an S35VN. Blade length is 2 7/8. The handle 3 11/16. There's your lock engagement. There's your free drop in action. I can even front flip it. Holy moly. And the centering will be perfect because it's a Kizer. Let's see. Currently available for a web retail price at your favorite Kizer purveyor, $158. This one is kind of a gift at $60. Shipped, priority mail, $85 with an ApostleP edge. That's the Feist from Kizer. Time to turn the page. Next up, we have one from Lion Steel. It is a fusion slip joint. It's the Jack, the JK1, in black G10 and a satin blade. Very interesting knife, I think. It's almost got the handle profile of a GEC 38. Okay. So I got titanium liners, titanium bolsters, black G10 scales or covers, I'm not sure what to call them. I have a short long pull on both sides and a cut swedge on a very sexy clip point blade, full flat ground in M390. Pretty cool knife. Blade length is 3, handle is 3 7/8. It is a cam tang slip joint, not a half stop slip joint. Does have an internal stop pin, so instead of a kick, so you're going to get a thunk when it closes. But nice walk and talk. Perfect blade centering. Condition will be like new in the box. These are currently available. I think I found them at Blade HQ for $138. Let's do $95 all in, shipped, priority mail on this one. $120 if you like it with my edge on it, and next day sharpening is available. That's the Lion Steel Jack. Okay, next up we have a little run of case knives. How about that? The first one is a BW 2131 SS Canoe in your basic smooth bone. It looks like they give it a little torch action. nickel silver hardware, brass liners, closed length 3 5/8. The steel will be true sharp stainless. Main blade is a spear on a cam tang, thinly ground for a case. Secondary is a pen. Just nail nicks, no swedges. Very, very slight rub. Pull weight, I'm going to call an 8. The walk and talk is kind of hydraulic. It's not super snappy. Blade alignment's beautiful. Condition will be near mint in box. This knife was manufactured in the year 2000. You should be able to decode that from the tang step. I think there are 5 dots in there. Yeah. Similar knives to this that are being made now have a web retail of between $85 and $100. This might be a better knife than those, and you can buy it for $70 like it is. $100 I sharpen both blades. Next day sharpening is available. That's the case BW2131SS Canoe. Next up, another one from W.R. Case & Sons Cutlery Company. It is the 62-131 SSM Canoe in autumn jigged bone. And this one, you know what? I lied. This knife was made in 1994. 1994. This knife was made in 2000. I read my own copy wrong. There's your tang stamp. So it's a canoe, right? 3 5/8 closed length. Gorgeous autumn jigged bone. Script shield. Main spear. Secondary pen. Both on cam tangs. Walk and talk pretty nice. A little hydraulic. Blade alignment's beautiful. Just a little bit of very slight rub going on. We'll call it like new in box. Similar knives to this being made now have a web retail between $85 and $100. Let's do $70 on this one, and $100 I sharpen both blades. That's the 62-131 SSM Canoe from Case. Next up, it's another Case. This one also 2000 production. This is the 61953L SSM in peach seed autumn bone, and it's a rust lock, although that doesn't appear on the label. Look at that. Look at that little stunner. Gorgeous bone. I mean gorgeous bone. Nickel, silver, and brass hardware. And a rust lock opens like this. It's kind of like a front flipper, so I'm not very good at it. I would call that a special clip point, almost like a sharp finger. There's your tang stamp. True sharp stainless is your steel. Handle length is, or the closed length is 3 9/16, plus the length of the trigger. It's a liner lock. Old school, the liner rests on the top of the tang rather than behind it. So you're always going to have a little blade play in that. Not a big deal. So yeah, the length excluding the trigger, right? Walk and talk once you break the lock is pretty nice on a cam tang. Really nice, actually. Let's see, we'll call it near mint to like new in box from the year 2000. Similar knives being produced now are $84, probably not as good as this one. Your price, $70 all in, shipped priority mail, $90 if you'd like it with my edge on it. That's the rust lock from Case from the year 2000. Next up, and maybe the coolest of the Case knives tonight, because you just don't see them. This will be 2003 production. It is a 6.51265 LCSS. That's the middle size folding hunter. Locking in bone stag. So this is a traditional knife, but it was obviously answering some modern trends, right? This will be a liner lock knife. Bone stag is bone that is machined, we will say, and then burned to look like an antler, even though it's bone. Okay, nickel silver hardware. Ooh, even the liners are nickel silver. Pretty cool. So the knife opens with thumb studs, as long as you got a strong thumb. It has sort of that same special clip point that the rust lock has in blade profile in true sharp stainless. The blade length is 2 15/16. The handle is 3 15/16. The pocket clip is right hand tip down only. The liner lock rests on top of the tang, not behind the tang. So you're probably, oh, actually zero play in this knife. Wow. How can that be? A little bit of side play. And then it's a cam tang from there. Check out the beautiful centering on that knife. So yeah, made in 2003, long gone. Sold listings on eBay for this knife ranging between $110 and $160. Let's do $80 on this one like it is, $105 with an ApostleP edge. That's the 6.51265 LCSS mid-folding hunter from Case. Next up, it's Kershaw time. Made in the USA. Model number 7500 OLBK Launch 4. It's the California legal launch. So you got an OD green, hard anodized aluminum scale set. You got a pocket clip that is going to be tip up right hand only because the knife is so short and the clip is so long. Button lock automatic. Fires like a rocket. DLC coated blade in CPM 154. Why is it California legal? How is it California legal? The blade length is 1 15/16, sub 2 inches. The handle 3 3/16. It locks up dead solid. It centers perfectly. There's a tiny bit of clip wear. It fires pretty well too. It almost looks like an edited piece of footage, doesn't it? Because it's closed and then it's open, like you didn't even see it. It's that fast. It's as fast as Leo DiCaprio in The Quick and the Dead. Or wait, maybe Gene Hackman, God rest your soul. Anyhow, near mint, inbox, clip wear noted. These are currently available for a web retail Kershaw map price of $105. Let's do $75 on this one. Shipped priority mail. $100 if you'd like my edge on it. The Launch 4 from Kershaw. Next up, before I get to the knife, I'm trying something a little different. For those of you who have watched the beginning of the video and who have noticed inconsistencies with my audio over the past few weeks, I'm recording from here on in the afternoon because I usually record the videos in the morning and I think my morning voice has been kind of out of whack. So I've had some conversations today. Maybe it'll sound better from here. You let me know. Next up, from Cold Steel. It's the Ti-Lite. A pretty ingenious little knife, I think. Linerless triad lock construction. Thin black G10. Ambidextrous deep carry clips. The lefty is in the box. Knife opens with thumb studs. Rides on the typical Cold Steel complement of washers. Nice drop point blade. Mid-height flat saber grind. AUS 10A blade steel. Nice little run of very sharp jimping. Look at that. Free dropping blade. Flicks with ease. Locks up triad lock solid. And it's perfectly centered. Blade length 3.5. Handle length 4 11/16. Near mint inbox. $75 brand new web retail. Your price for this one $50 like it is. $75 with my edge. That is all in, postage paid, no sales tax. Next day sharpening available. That's the Airlight from Cold Steel. Next up, we have a ProTech. Interesting model number, the BHQ.SBR.6, a Les George design. So it's the SBR Blade HQ exclusive. Why? Because of the natural or jade G10 handle and an S45 VN blade. Not normal for ProTech. Let's look at the knife. A little side folding automatic. Absolutely Les George. Black hard anodized aluminum frame side and a natural G10 scale. Button lock auto. Snappy. DLC coated blade and S45 VN. 2 11/16 blade, 3 7/8 handle. Just right. It's about the smallest 4-finger grip handle you could get. Rock solid ProTech lockup. Beautiful ProTech centering, and you saw the action. And a right hand tip up, deep carry pocket clip. Condition on this one will be near mint in box. They're discontinued, not a stock. When they were available at Blade HQ, they were $234. This one can be yours. $180 all in, shipped priority mail. $210 with my edge. Next day sharpening is available if it's one of the first 4. That's the Blade HQ exclusive Les George SBR from ProTech. Next up, we have some padlocks. This one is a high dollar, high security padlock from Abloy, their ProTech series. It's the PL341/25. Here's the lock. A very high-tech padlock, by the way. Nickel-plated, solid brass body. Very secure lock and key system. 10mm diameter hardened steel shackle. See if I can actually operate this thing. Let's see. There it goes. Looks like you have to have it unlocked even to. There we go. 2 keys, like new, no box. These are available new with a web retail price of $121. Suitable for lockout, tagout, and other very high security situations. We're going to offer this one at $80, shipped priority mail. No need to sharpen. That's the Abloy ProTech PL341/25 padlock. Next up, a more mundane padlock, but a super high quality one from Master Lock. It is the 6850 Pro Series padlock. Comes with a shrouded lock cylinder to foil the bad guys. 2 keys included. Another one that operates with no spring. Dimensions, 1 7/8 by 3 7/8 by 7/8 thick and a 9mm boron alloy hardened steel shackle. You can buy these for about $27 to $30 web retail, brand new. This one, like new, no box, $20, shipped priority mail. That's the Master Lock 6850 Pro Series padlock. Next is our last lock. It comes to us from American Lock. If you can read that model number, it is the 5360 series padlock. Chrome plated steel body, 2 inches wide, 3 1/4 high, 3/4 thick. Again, a shrouded lock cylinder to prevent it from being drilled and removed, I guess. I'm not a padlock expert. 2 keys. That one does have a spring release. These are available for about $35 web retail. We'll do this one at $25, all in, shipped priority mail, no need to sharpen. That's the American Lock Series 5360 padlock. Next up, we got one watch in tonight's sale, and it's kind of a honey. I think it's going to ship in this Pelican-style case with the expandable foam overwrap. All the goodies are in here, guys. Everything. Here's the hang tag. It's from the Quartz Navy Seal series from Luminox. This is the model XS.3508.gold. Here is the little devil. Didn't see that coming, did you? So we have the proprietary Carbonox case from Luminox, the milled case back. This is some whiz-bang rubber strap, I don't know, carbon neutral or something, I don't know, who cares. But check out the gray dial and the gilt accents. There's a rehaut inside that is gold. The printed Arabics are in gold. The hands are in gold, and the crown. They're not real gold, by the way. Some kind of a plate or anodized finish. Even the minute indices are in gold. We have a 60-click unidirectional bezel with Luminox action. A little bit of back play, but it lines up. Case diameter is 45, lug to lug 52, 15 thick. I didn't measure the lug width, but it looks like 22 to me. Got the double tang buckle. Tritium tubes abound on this. Let's see, 12, 15, 16 of them. One for each hour, one for each hand, and one at the 12. I'm not going to do a lume shot because tritium does not do that well. What it does is it glows for 25 years at a very low level. And let's see, I believe all the hours are green except the 12, which is orange, and I think the hands are orange. It is near mint to like new in box. Currently available for a web retail between $235 and $261. This one, all in, shipped priority mail, $180, and it is 200 meters of water resist, by the way, with a screw down crown, date at 3. That's the Luminox XS3508 Gold Navy Seal watch. A pretty cool piece. I am not a Luminox fan, but I really like this watch. Next up, we got one from Cold Steel. It is a very special Cold Steel. It is a Lynn Thompson signature Spartan. Scaled in 3D machined blasted OD green G10. Triad lock mechanism. Oh, look at that. The full serrated Spartan with Lynn C. Thompson's autograph right there on the ship side. Opens with a thumb plate / wave opener. Locks up rock solid. Pretty free blade. Very nicely centered. Blade steel is S35VN. Blade length 4 3/8. The handle 6 inches. It is like new in the box with perfect mechanics. I think you can still buy these new between $255 and $265 web retail. Your price on this one, $185. No need to sharpen. Those wonderful Cold Steel serrations. That's the Cold Steel Spartan Lynn C. Thompson signature model. Next up, another Cold Steel folder. It is a 4-inch Ti-Lite, but a special one. This has the black-coated aluminum scales and an S35VN blade. And it just happens to be wearing a fantastic edge by the TheApostleP Knife Service. There are your aluminum scales. Your pocket clip will be tip up right hand only. You can open it with sort of the flipper if you give it a lot of wrist. Can you open it like a front flipper? Well, sure you can, sort of. Or thumb studs. The blade is 4 inches of S35VN, made in Taiwan, wearing a pretty stunning edge. Rock solid lockup. Blade length 4 inches. Handle 4 13/16. What? An efficient blade to handle ratio on a cold steel? Yes. Got a couple little nicks in the coating. Very small, very insignificant. Certainly near mint. Available new for $107 web retail. How about we do $80 on this one with $25 worth of my sharpening already applied. And if you're familiar with the Ti-Lite, they're kind of wedgy geometry, so they really behave better with a polished edge. $80, no need to sharpen on the cold steel Ti-Lite 4-inch with the aluminum scales. Next up, a very cool knife in a handle material that's kind of new, and I love it. This is a Counterpoint XL. This will be the plain edge. There are two of them. A plain and a serrated in the sale. This is the plain edge with an ApostleP edge. Look at that big mama. I want to talk about this handle material. It's Grivex, Cold Steel's Grivery ripoff, right? But look at the stippling. You Glock owners would not have to use Talon grips if your Glock handle came like this. It's beautiful. Pocket clip ambidextrous tip up. Triad lock that opens like a rocket. 5 9/16 inches of spear point awesome. In AUS 10A, wearing an ApostleP edge. That's quite sharp. The handle, 7 1/8. Lock up on the triad lock is beautiful. The blade not super free. I'm not sure you'd want it to be. Centering looks pretty good for a 5.5-inch blade. Condition will be near mint in box with the ApostleP edge noted. You can buy these knives new for $85 plus tax and postage. This one with my edge, which was $30 or $35 to do because of the blade length. All in, shipped priority mail, $75, no need to sharpen. It's the Counterpoint XL plain edge with the ApostleP edge. Next up, I bet you know what it is. It's the other Counterpoint XL. This will be, as pictured, the fully serrated model. Wearing that work of art scale set in beautifully stippled Grivex, and it is very nicely stippled. Triad lock mechanism, ambidextrous tip up pocket clip. Whoops, actually got to get on the stud. There we go. Gorgeous swedged spear point in AUS 10A. The wicked cold steel serrated edge. Lock up on the triad lock is amazing. Blade is just about as free as you'd want it to be. Centering pretty doggone nice for a 5 9/16 inch blade. Excuse me, burped. 7 1/8 inches of handle. You got to have a deep pocket to carry that. It is near mint to like new in box. You can buy this knife brand new for $100 at your favorite web retailer. Let's do $75 on this one. Shipped, priority mail. All in. Postage paid, no sales tax. Your price for this one? $75. No need to sharpen. That's the Cold Steel Counterpoint XL serrated. Next up, another cold steel. It's a tiger claw folding ringtail karambit. This is a plain edge version. We have a serrated version coming up, but this will be the plain edge. We have a triad lock mechanism. Opens with a thumb plate / wave opener. Pocket clip, ambidextrous tip up. Backspacer's probably hard anodized aluminum for the ringtail. see, where do I want that? I don't know. Long handle. S35 VN blade, 3 7/16 inches long. Such a menacing piece. Pretty sharp from cold steel, too. 6 1/4 inch handle, including the ringtail. Lock up on the triad lock is perfect, of course. Blade centering on this one is about perfect. Hard to see because the point's so buried, but it is. Perfect example, near mint to like new in box. Web retail is $130 for the plain edge version. We will offer this one at $95, shipped priority mail. $125 if you'd like it with my edge, because hawkbills are so fun to sharpen. That is the Tiger Claw plain edge from Cold Steel. Next up, didn't see this coming, did you? It's a Cold Steel Tiger Claw serrated edge as pictured. Same knife, different edge. Triad lock mechanism, black G10, thumb plate / wave opener. And frankly, on a hawkbill karambit, serrated is the way to go, in my opinion. It's not a utility knife, although you could use it for that. Golly, that's sharp. This is a fighting knife. S35 VN blade, 3 7/16 inches in length, 6 1/4 handle. Lock up dead rock solid. Nicely free blade. This centering is going to be a little off to the top side as you're looking at it, but who cares? It is near mint to like new in box. These sell new at $120 web retail, less than the plain edge. We will offer this at $90, shipped priority mail. Definitely no need to sharpen. The Tiger Claw serrated from Cold Steel. We're going to finish the sale tonight with a couple big old fixed blades from our favorite big old fixed blade company, Cold Steel. This is the Natchez Bowie. Comes in a Securex sheath. Chicago screw affixed belt loop that can be configured a couple different ways. We have a snap and we have positive retention. That, my friends, is 11 11/16 inches of Bowie badassery in 4034 stainless steel. A gorgeous coffin-shaped 3D machined black micarta handle, stainless steel guard and pommel, screwed on tang construction. The handle length is 5 1/4. It fits the hand beautifully. If you needed to kill a guy on a sandhill, this might be the knife to do it with. It is like new in the box. Web retail for this knife, $266 at your favorite Cold Steel store. We're offering this one at $195, all in, shipped priority mail. Guys, it's going to cost $20 to ship this. It's a beast. $235 if you want it sharpened. That's the Cold Steel Natchez Bowie, a legend. And that brings us to the last knife in tonight's sale, and it will not disappoint. It's another monster from Cold Steel, the Laredo Bowie, kind of the little brother to the Natchez, right? Laredo in Texas, Natchez in Mississippi. Securex sheath that can be affixed a number of ways. A removable nylon dangle, snap, nice retention. It's a little shorter, a little skinnier. Still in 4034 stainless steel. Blade length is 10 7/16, so about, what, 1.5 inches almost shorter than the Natchez. Gorgeous swedge. This also has a black micarta coffin-shaped handle, a little plainer than the Natchez. Same stainless steel crossguard, no pommel on this one, just the nut. Handle length's 5 3/16. I like that in the hand, man. I do. Oh, yeah. Like new in box. Web retail on this knife, $260 at your favorite cold steel carrying website. Let's do $185 shipped priority mail on this, $225 with my edge. And guys, it's going to cost like 19 or 20 bucks to ship this, so figure that as you're contemplating how good a buy that is. I think it's a pretty good buy. That is the Laredo Bowie from Cold Steel, and that is the last knife in tonight's sale. With that, I will leave you. Grace to you and peace, my friends, from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ. Remember, the word is sharp. Now commence to clicking. I'll talk to you soon.